Roadsideimports.com presents a ValhallaCutlery.com distribution. Available at AssistedKnife.com. The Tomb Raider Kit Instructions. These are detailed pictures that illustrate the assembly process. You can get a general idea of what the assembly method is. The first step is to remove the insert screws, which are Phillips. Inside you'll find a slide assembly. Remove the slide assembly. No force is required. It's easy to get out. The small lever, indicated by the screwdriver, is what locks the blade into the base of the handle. Push on it, and the blade will drop out. It may not slide this easily, so if needed, keep the lever held down and give the knife a shake. Make sure the lever is pressed in all the way and is not catching on the blade anywhere. The blade must be halfway out for the assembly process. Next, find the spring assembly. There are two metal hooks on each end. Notice that there are different lengths. Go ahead, give it a pull. Enjoy it while you can. Things are about to get hard. Hook the spring assembly onto the slide. The large hook goes onto the bottom of the slide. Again, the part of the slide closest to the thumb in the picture should have the larger hook on it. If you have trouble getting the hook to stay on, a couple of ideas are discussed below. Next, insert the complete slide spring assembly into the knife handle as shown. Your blade must still be halfway out. Push in the slide spring assembly until it's flush in the handle. Then push the assembly up under the top of the handle. There is a small tab indicated by the screwdriver. This tab must be crimped down to the right. We used a Swiss Army knife just to push it down. And then push it against the side of the handle. It's not quite as easy as it looks, like in the picture. A good deal of force is required to push it in the tab. Additionally, it may help to get a mallet, and you can tap on the top of the pocket knife to get the tab bent over correctly and snug against the side of the knife. Then, the end goal is that the tab prevents the slide spring from traveling past the point on the handle indicated by the screwdriver. The tab must catch on the handle so it won't pull all the way out. Pull the blade out and it should lock into place. Pop on your button for a test drive. Try to fire the knife. Make sure your slide doesn't go too far and that the blade goes in and out. Most likely it won't work. If this is the case, scroll down a bit and you'll have to look at some of the advanced instructions. Put your faceplate on. If it's working, have a pretty little party for yourself. Sell it to a friend, pop it in a display case, and it's been a good day. Lots of things can go wrong. Here are some items that may help you troubleshoot. If the blade jams in the handle, you're not talking about a spring issue. If it's physically jammed, you'll want to turn the knife over and remove the back. Be careful, the screws are very easily damaged, they strip and break. You can remove the slide spring assembly or leave it in when you take the knife apart. You've got three main parts, the front, the blade, and the back. Many times it's necessary to sand out the back portion of the handle in the blade groove. Sometimes there's burrs or imperfections which the blade can catch on. Take a look at the blade. Some ideas, sometimes casting imperfections exist and they need to be smoothed out. A Dremel tool is very helpful for this kind of fix. Be careful with these kinds of adjustments. If you shave off too much of something somewhere, you're out of luck. These are levers discussed earlier that hold the blade. On the back side there appears as pins. You need to make sure that the lever rock correctly to catch the blade in the open and closed position. Sometimes there's not enough spring tension on the knife and the blade seems limp. You can shorten the spring to create the needed tension. Just give a few of the coils a stretch. Pull on them until they don't spring back. Cut off the selection, create a new loop, reattach the hook and crimp the loop. Sometimes the hooks aren't straight and this causes mechanical malfunction, or if it causes your hooks to slide off the rail assembly. Using pliers, you can carefully bend them straight. These tabs on the slide assembly are what push the levers catching the blade and release operation. You have to make sure they are pushing on the lever correctly. You can adjust the number of different ways, but be careful. Slide the slide spring assembly back and forth and observe how the mechanism works. It's important to know what's happening so you can make the appropriate adjustments. We realize that there will be many people who have kits that will not ever get functional or successfully made. If all else fails and you're in tears, which makes a bad knife lubricant, by the way, you can remove the spring portion and just put it in the slide assembly and use the knife as a gravity knife. Not a great gravity knife, but well, there you go. Got questions? I got answers. Email me at jb@roadsideimports.com. Available at assistedknife.com. Got questions? I got answers. Email me at jb@roadsideimports.com.